Probably the only double-barreled name.
Yeah, no fair. There you are. Found it by the double barrel. 23. Look up. Look down. Head straight through.
Thank you. 23. Can you show me some lines? I'm literally there.
Yeah.
Welcome to Daytona. For reference, I just asked Tom if he'd show me some lines. That is him in the distance as soon as we left the pit lane.
What happened to showing us your lines?
I don't know.
That was his response to not showing us any lines. So basically, anyway, we've got practice / qualifying for this 40 minutes race. I'm not a massive fan of having both these things lumped together because if you're like me and it is my first time here, you don't really get any opportunity to properly learn the lines and braking points and stuff like that, especially if your mates don't actually show you where things are going. And to be honest with you, I've never seen such a mixed bag of abilities in this race. So I could basically show you this in two ways. One, I could put a yellow filter over everything and you probably wouldn't enjoy it because it looks a bit like piss yellow. Or two, I could just stick a big yellow flag in front of things because that's essentially all that we had the entire practice and qualifying. Here's a little example for you. You'll get a bit of a flavour of what I'm on about here. Yeah, absolute carnage. So there's absolutely no point in me showing you this. We might as well just jump into the race.
The first few laps. Also, I've got absolutely no horrible brakes. Horrible. But they are, not only are they long and spongy, I just gradually touched on them just now and it was like bump, bump. You know like when you've got a warped disc?
Yeah, let's just get the excuses in early, huh?
Come, work together, yeah?
Yep, he just said that. So, if you enjoy this kind of content, you're enjoying what I'm doing with karting, don't forget to drop us a subscribe and a like on this video. Let's get ourselves into the race. Pretty solid reaction off the line. I don't have any idea if that little bump, bump, bump type of approach and movement in your seat actually does anything, but we all seem to do it from time to time. Like I was saying earlier, the ability level in this race goes from literally the extreme of people who are in leagues and clearly do stuff pretty competitively. I've waved Tom through saying I'm not going to challenge him. I think this guy thought I was referring to him and then he overcooked it and slammed into the side of us. He apologised, but it's all good. So yeah, everything from people in leagues and stuff like that, you know, really capable people, through to what I can only imagine is people's first time ever karting. And then you've got us lot sort of somewhere in the middle. The yellow flag situation from qualifying and practice is fairly consistent. It's pretty consistent in this race as well. We've really got to understand everything. The other thing to call out from practice and qualifying is there was a point where someone went into the pits, no idea why, and then basically everyone bar 4 drivers followed them in. I also followed them in. We had absolutely no idea why, and then I asked the marshal, I was like, what have we been pulled in for? And he was like, don't know, people just followed this guy in. So we really didn't get much time. It was only 10 minutes practice quality. Yeah, we didn't get a lot of time to learn the track. So we're going to learn on the fly. That time we gave the other guy a little bit of a shove. A bit of an apology for him just there. Sorry, mate. You'll also hear me speaking as well. I've actually got an intercom on the inside of my helmet, which I'm speaking to one of the lads that was with us on the day. So some of the stuff that you'll hear coming out of my mouth in the video probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's the reason why. And this is all in practice for an upcoming 6-hour race. So by the time this video goes out, as we overcook it into that corner again, by the time this video goes out, there'll only be about 2 days before the 6-hour event here, and we've come all the way down to get some practice in. Can't go into a 6-hour endurance race with teammates not knowing the track, so we had to come down. Bit of a lock up there from Tom in front. And we just let this guy by again. as we get into our groove later on in the race, we've actually got some pretty good pace. Here's the first yellow flag, no surprise. Yeah, we've got some pretty good pace. We just really need to get into a groove, understand the braking points, understand where things are flat and stuff like that. We're actually really quick through this turn here. There's one reason for a yellow flag, you would have seen just off to the left. And it's the two hairpins, this one, and then also the one as you go onto the final turn, or into the final turn, before you go into the start-finish straight. We just weren't great at those 2 points. This turn we were pretty quick at as well. Look at the carnage. People absolutely everywhere. Oh.
People on the brakes are not good. Too much braking.
Great bit of advice for anyone who's watching. Don't brake too much, apparently. And that's the value that we needed. We really need an opportunity to learn to get into the groove, work out where we're quick, work out where we can make improvements, work out where there's grip and where there's not. But this race does not give us any opportunity. It's constant. There's always something cracking off. And they're picking someone out of the grass. That person on the left, if you didn't spot that, rewind it, because that person on the left went so far onto the grass. Insane. They must be carrying a ton of speed into that turn. There's a little cluster of people that you'll recognise over and over again that we get past, then we get into a mistake, or we get ourselves into some sort of carnage, and then we get passed by them again, and then we get past them again, and over and over and over. That is an ambitious move there. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, we just said that on behalf of you, and now we're going to get mugged down the straight by a couple of people as well. That's another sort of half-baked lunge. Really got to get on top of that. Really got to stop making moves that aren't going to come off. Because, oh, that guy's gone through again. I forgot about that. Yeah, so, again, you know, we've definitely got the pace on him by a good margin. And there comes a point, which I think is coming up pretty soon, where we just don't see him again. We're just, yeah, much, much faster. And like I was saying, that is pretty similar with some other people as well. But we're just making half-baked moves. We've not understood the optimum places to make passes on this track and stuff. Just said that. We didn't apologise until after the race because I completely forgot because of everything else that happens in the rest of the race. Honestly, you are going to want to stick around. Don't skip to the end, but the last lap is absolutely insane. Honestly, one of the best finishes to a race I think I've ever had. Someone else picking themselves out the barrier there. It is quite easy to go deep into that corner, as I've already done a couple of times. That's what I'm saying about that turn there. We're not taking it well. We're carrying too much speed, braking a bit too late perhaps. He is long gone, but that won't last.
Sorry.
Thought I'd give him a bit of a bump and hope he'd get past the back marker pretty quickly, but the back marker just squeezed him onto the outside, onto the grass. I think we got a pretty decent run out here, so we should be able to get alongside. Oh, we decide not to. We decide to bump him along. And then we both sort of overcooked it into that corner. got a nice send in there. Same, we were pretty quick in the first chicane. Perhaps overcooked it a little bit. Another person picking themselves out of that barrier. Thankfully, we managed to get just alongside that back marker, and there was no one too close behind us to get a better run out of that turn and mug us up the straight. Yeah, that was a pretty big hit. So I'm recording this voiceover 4 days later, and my ribs still hurt from that. So there's a couple of lessons for anyone who's semi-new to karting, and actually part of this race as well is learning about kind of sort of multi-class. Although we're also all in the same karts, because obviously the pace and experience difference, actually thinking about it, this probably isn't teaching as much, honestly, because in the 6 hour we're in the slower class. But either way, giving us a little bit of experience and a bit of advice to anyone who's semi-new to karting from someone who has at least a semi-degree of experience is, if you're being overtaken or if you're unsure, stick to one line. And also, if you spin, don't just pull forward, because that's kind of what caused that big accident earlier. There's areas around the track that we could definitely use a bit more curb, which Brad Frail would probably be quite disappointed by, but we are at least abusing it in the first left-right chicane. Nice bit of free money there as we mug him up the inside because he goes deep. That's a much better run through that hairpin. Definitely need to adopt that line in the 6 hour for sure. And now look, we've got Tom again, because Tom's been fighting and battling his way through back markers alongside, well, this guy that I'm going to call him Jason Plato, because I think it's basically the Chevrolet Lassetti uniform that he's got on there. So we're going to call him Jason Plato for the rest of this race. And I talk about the rest of this race because he's going to be around for a while. So Tom's been battling him and a couple of others so much alongside back markers that we've actually managed to make all that time back up, despite the big accident as well. We bump Jason Plato along and the hope that he continues to give us a bit of a slipstream. But what we don't anticipate is that he absolutely sends it up the inside of Tom there, pushes Tom wide up onto the curb, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Tom, just follow me, mate. He has absolutely no idea up until this point, until he watches this video, that was because of me. And in fact, now we're with Tom, and we're going to be with him for pretty much the rest of the race. Let's bring his onboard up in the top right so you can see all the things that happen for him as well. Because he'll get ahead a bit, I'll get ahead a bit. Nice lunge down the inside. We managed to get Jason Plato and the back marker in a one. Now Tom's fighting Plato. Getting up on that curb on that hairpin really slows you down. Much better run through that turn there. Bit of human DRS. Another person having an accident. We're quick through, and that's it. Now we're quick through that section, and now we're up with the next pack. So here's a group of individuals that we'll be scrapping with for a while now as well. This time we completely missed the apex of that turn, so we're really not in a consistent flow yet. Bit of a half look into the final corner. Probably cost us a bit of time, to be honest. One of our favourite corners. Yeah, we're so quick through there. We use all the curve on the left, right and the left again. Much better run through that hairpin, but a bit of a poor exit, a little bit of a correction. Yeah, look at all the curve we're using, and then straight into a yellow flag. That's a big accident. And that's why I moved Tom's visualization out of the way, his viewpoint out of the way. Just so you get a decent look at that. And this yellow flag went on for a long, long time. I think they were digging people out of the barriers and then trying to readjust the barriers and put them back into place. So this went on for a while. We're all queued up.
Right, okay, we can see you. We're literally 10 cars behind, 15 cars behind. Yeah, no. So you're 3 in front of Nick, aren't you? Yeah.
So that's me talking to Martin on the radio. This is a fantastic move. So we're up the inside, and then we're just going to box him in. As the backmarker's got absolutely no pace, we leave no opportunity for him to come back up the inside of us, or the outside of us. And then look at these, like just like ants, absolutely everywhere. This time we get boxed in, but we're going to keep our foot in, and then we're going to box him back in again. Try and pick our way through the backmarkers. It's just people everywhere. And Martin's been spun around and slammed into the side of, properly T-boned there. Caught up with Martin afterwards, and I think he got turned around by another car. Massive advantage taken there, because we're going to get 3 carts before the exit, and then not quite get the 4th cart as he loses the back end, and then we just continue to turn him round. And this is what I'm talking about, where all that hard work has just been undone. Plato's gone by, the other 2 have gone by, who we're a decent bit quicker than, but we're just getting caught up in stuff which is holding us up. I don't think he turned in front of you, Ellis. I think he started to lose the back end, and then we just helped him round. Decent run out of that turn onto the back straight. Now we're going to out drag him. And just another poor exit out of that turn. Thankfully no one was quite close enough to take advantage. Bit of a mistake from that guy there, and then we're going to send it up the inside, shove him wide, actually fully into the barrier, which is completely unfair, so that's why I wave him by. And then another yellow. So not taking full advantage, oh my god, guy facing the completely the wrong way, but not taking full advantage and getting moves done cleanly is then just costing us, because as soon as the yellow comes out, obviously it neutralises the race. This here should be job done though now. Doing a bit of 1997 Jacques Villeneuve there against Damon Hill on the grass. If you know, you know on that. Engage a bit of human DRS. Me and Tom take quite a different approach to that. He sits back like, this is 2026 when this video's out. And if anyone knows Formula 1 and knows the Alpine approach to their straight line mode, or DRS as we call it back in the day, he sits back in the chair, in the seat in the car, and I crouch down forward. No idea which one's better. We let this last by because she was pretty quick and she was with us at the start. And then we give her a big shove because she's trying to avoid this guy who's half spun. And then, oh, see you later, Jason Plato. Oh, there's a guy that I thought I was done with as well. And now we've got to let Tom by as well. Tom makes a bit of a mistake and slam into the back of him there. Now this could be a good opportunity. You see how Tom sits down backwards, he's doing the Alpine approach to DRS. At this point I've completely forgotten that I've got Martin on the radio. So I'm screaming down the microphone and he's probably going deaf. I think I'm enjoying myself there. Tom signals that guy to Jason Plato saying that he's going to follow him through and then absolutely mugs him up the inside. And then Plato has him back because on the exit we think it's gone green but we're not entirely sure. That guy thinks screw it, I'm off. Tom's managed to get a bit of a gap due to some back markers, but then he's had to go round the outside of that back marker, up the inside of that one, and we've picked our way through. We've got ourselves almost past Plato. We're checking. I'm signaling to Tom just in case he's looking, saying, just go, 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 I won't fight you. Not yet, anyway. A few laps down. We managed to get past a few people, caught up, got past this guy. We just managed to sneak up the inside, thankfully, as he loses it. And this is a mistake for Tom, which gives us the opportunity, but we're going to bump draft him along here in the hope that he can get past the back marker, and then we can have a clear run, hopefully for the rest of the race. But it doesn't take long to catch another back marker, so that gets rid of that. Tom's got a much better exit at the final couple of corners. But then he makes a mistake in the first chicane, and I'm going to leave you to watch the rest of this in peace because this final couple of laps are mental. What do you think happens next? Answers below. Pause the video. And we've got the run on him. Give him a fist bump, and then the yellows are out. So that means we just pip him. We just pip him on the final straight. I'm not entirely sure if the yellow flags came first or if we just got away with it. But what a race and what a finish.
I actually think I might have passed him on the yellows. I think I passed you on the yellows.
First time at Daytona, what a race, honestly. Loved it. Have I learned the track? Probably not fully. But what an experience. I'll definitely be back. Tons of fun.
I think I passed you on the yellows. Yeah, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And he's not even bothered when we pass the yellows. It's just good fun. Love my time there. I'll definitely be back, even on top of the 6 hour. Daytona, been a pleasure. Until next time.